London?
Thank you. My second home.
Yes.
I lived here for a long time. I moved here when I was 16.
It all started here, really.
Of course, yeah.
How do you find London? Do you live in London now?
No, I live in Wolverhampton. I lived in London. Let's turn this off, sorry. No, I moved, obviously I'm from Newcastle originally. And when I was a kid, I basically moved here just to get a job. You know, didn't think I'd be 30 years later still talking about a rock and roll band.
What was the first job you did arriving in London?
I used to work, well it's funny because I moved, the first time I came I moved to, my sister was living in a place called it was the Surrey Tavern, which was the Oval Cricket Ground.
Yeah.
She was working there and I came to stay with her. And I used to work on a building site. That's where I got a job, working on a building site. Built St James's Army Barracks, which is just opposite Buckingham Palace. And that's where I met a guy called Guy Bailey.
Well, yeah, that's what he was.
And we were just talking about this earlier. I'm meeting him later, but I was just talking about it because I got him a job working with me on the building site. And I ended up moving in with him. And I lived with him for about a year or something. And then one day, I never knew he'd play the guitar. And he never knew I could play the guitar or anything like that, and we just used to work together. And one day somebody brought a guitar around and he picked it, and that's when we discovered that we could
So
play.
there was no plan when you came to London at
I
all?
didn't think I'd end up being in a band, no, it was pure fate.
Yes.
Yeah, moving from Newcastle like any young lad just to get a job really. But then, you know, music has always been my life, so it was like I was, you know, from the age of 11, I'd been classically trained on the guitar, and I used to love folk, like Ralph McTell and all that type of music, and obviously the Rolling Stones, my favourite band. And then when we were actually living together, that's how we got started. Somebody had a guitar there, and he was like, I didn't know you could play the guitar. And I was like, I didn't know you could play the guitar. And then music just became every day. And we started writing. I think one of the first songs we ever wrote was I Don't Love You Anymore. So it was
I love that song.
It's been a long haul, you know. I'm meeting him after this for a drink, actually.
Oh!
Yeah. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, it must have been quite a while.
Yeah.
How do you find London now, though? Do you think it's changed, especially from a music scene point of view?
Because you know, you got to remember when the Quireboys first started, there was only the Marquee Club really that done rock music, and then that's when I decided to start a rock club. I started a rock club, my own rock club at Gossips every Tuesday night, called Butts and Spikes, and that used to pay for all the Quireboys rehearsals, and that's how we, you know. And then it just, you know, people forget that we did play for like 5-6 years before we even got a record deal, you know. We went up and down the motorway in the back of a transit van, non-stop, you know, and just learning our trade, really. I mean, we sold out the Dominion Theatre, right? And we didn't even have a record deal. So it just shows you what it was like back then as well, you know.
It was good times for rock and roll in London.
It was a great time.
I remember Gossips.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't there when you were doing the club, when I wasn't in London. But
Yeah.
I used to go when Shaft was doing the Decadence on Saturday night.
That was way after.
Yeah.
But I mean, we used to have bands on there as well. I mean, we had Wolfsbane. That was their first ever gig in London.
Such a nice club, wasn't it?
Well,
just a
I don't
setup.
know about that.
Well,
it was right next door to a brothel. Do you not remember?
I used to live upstairs from a brothel. It's funny sides.
Yeah, I don't know who owns it now. Actually, I went down.
That's not a club anymore.
Is it not a club? The last
time
time I
a
went,
wine bar anymore. I think it's just
finished.
Bolted.
It became a wine. Oh, it was awful. I saw it after they changed it. Because I used to like it as well. I like the cave. It remember a bit of France. I had like the same kind of club.
One of the last times I went in. I went to go in, they wouldn't let me in, and I was like,
now because it's
completely changed. I used to run this place for years.
I know. But I was so shocked when I saw it. It didn't look like a cave anymore.
Yeah, so small, but at least it's still there.
It's still there, and there's still pictures of Griff on the wall, and Lemmy from years ago.
They're still doing Decadence on the Saturday there, you know what?
Pardon?
Shaft is still doing Decadence on Saturday.
Shaft's a very old friend of mine. I love him to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway. anyway, let's get back to our times, because you just had a new album out in June, which has been doing great.
It's doing really well, isn't it?
Everybody seems to love that album. It reminds me a lot of the first one. So not that you guys have ever changed dramatically, but it seems to be...
It's only 3 chords.
Yeah. 3 chords.
Well, the thing is, you know, the Quireboys started... When we decided to start the band, I mean, you know, it's very English what we do. You know, it's you know, it's what the Hoople Stones. It's a mixture of all that Slade and everything within that, and you know, you keep it to the bare minimum really of what you do. I mean, it's a shame that there's not many more bands out there doing what we do. You know, there's only us and the Rolling Stones.
And with all the money the Rolling Stones make, there should be more people inspired to do that.
I know, you would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But you know, it does take a certain style to play this type of music. You know, I guess that's why we've had about 20 drummers in our band. You know.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep that groove sometimes.
You got a new one quite recently, didn't you?
Well, no, actually, what's happened is Pip, who was in the band when we done Well Oiled, and his twin brother Nick produced or engineered the few, he'd done Well Oiled and a couple of other things, and he always played the bass on the albums for us. So now we have Nick and Pip, and they're 2 twins.
Oh, okay.
So you can't get a better rhythm section than 2 twins. And so when you hear the band now, we've only done the past, we've done 2 or 3 shows a few weeks ago, and the band is just sounding amazing with them. I'm so pleased that they're back.
So is it true this thing about twins, that they sort of finish each other's
Oh yeah,
sentences?
definitely, yeah. Well, it's funny because when we toured with LA Guns, Mick Cripps and Robert, and they're identical twins as well. It'd be so funny when you see them out, because they just finish each other's sentences all the time, you know.
See, that could be good advice for bands. Just get them, just get twins for the rhythm
Twins
section.
for the rhythm section, yeah. But no, it sounded great. And I mean, they came into the band and we didn't even rehearse. You know, we just, because they knew the songs anyway, but even the new songs, it's given a different edge to everything. It's a new lease of life as well. It's really good.
You've been doing quite a few gigs as well before the album was released, and I know you played a few of the new songs as well with Saxon, and you done Sweden Rock Festival as well. You've done
well, actually, we've done that acoustic, and it was a very bizarre thing because we were on the main stage before Rush.
Yeah. And
they asked us to do acoustic because they've got such a big show. So there was just the 4 of us, and I was thinking, oh my God, I'm playing, you know, acoustic in front of 40,000 people or whatever it was. But honestly, I mean, we went on at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, the sun was shining, and everybody just sang along, and it was so wonderful.
It must have been magic.
It was a beautiful,
you don't normally get 40,000 for an acoustic.
Exactly, isn't that lovely? You know, that's one good thing about the Quireboys, with the songs that we write and the songs that we play. You know, if you write a song on an acoustic guitar, it sounds, you can always tell, you know, if it sounds great or not, and then if you take it to the band, it sounds even 1,000,000 times better. So every one of the Quireboys songs, you just take it back to its original form, and it's still there, you know. It's a 3-minute, you know, verse, chorus. It's a good thing.
How was with the Saxon then?
Brilliant. I've known Biff for a long, long time. And a lot of people said, oh God, you know, why are you touring with Saxon? Why are you doing this? You know, and all that. And like anybody else, we just love to play. And the audiences, you know, it was a mixture of Quireboys fans and Saxon. It all blended in together. I thought it was, and it went down a storm. I got up and sang with Biff and done one of their songs, Ride Like the Wind, and he got up with the Quireboys and sang a song. It was what a lovely guys, what a gentleman.
And they always put up a really great show.
Yeah, it was really good. It worked out really well for us, you know. There's a lot of people who probably would never have come to see the Quireboys, but, you know, seen the band for the first time as well, so it worked out really good.
And now you've got, I think, another couple of festival dates. You've got something here and something in Norway.
We're going to Norway, don't ask me where.
Yeah, a couple of them, I read that.
We're doing that, yeah, we've got quite a, but we'll start in October, we're doing England. And we're off to Germany and France and Italy and Spain. And we're also going back to America again, where we haven't been for a long time. We actually done the rock cruise last year in March from Florida to the Bahamas. And they've asked us to do it again this year, in March, sorry. But this time we're going to do a few more shows in America around it.
So
Canada, hopefully.
Did you find some good contacts?
Because we haven't played out there for a long time, yeah. And there's talk of going to Japan. I mean, we haven't been in Japan for such a long time, and we used to do so many great shows there.
Japan is always good, but doesn't... Okay, this is a horrible question.
I mean, we haven't played there since 1992, I think.
Doesn't the travelling put you off a bit more now than it did before?
I'm so used to it. It's my job, isn't it? I know how to travel.
Still enjoy it. I used to enjoy getting on a plane wherever it was going, and now I just can't stand the idea of sitting there for those hours. But
I've learned a lot of techniques about flying, so it's like, you know, if I don't take a sleeping pill until the plane's took off, because I made that horrible one night we were flying back from Los Angeles, and I thought, great, I'm in my seat, have a drink, sleeping pill, knock myself out, and then it goes, there's a fault with the plane, everybody off. And I'm like, oh shit. So always if you're going to take anything to knock you out, take it when you're in the air.
Yeah, you're sure going at that point.
Yeah.
The cruise, how did that go? I was playing on a cruise.
That was amazing. What happened was, when we got on the cruise, Cinderella were headlining the thing, and Tom Kiefer, he got ill. He had pneumonia, so he couldn't do it. And then they asked me to get up and sing a few songs with them. And the guy from Cakes and John Karabi, he got up and sang a few. So I actually was singing. I did a Stones song and a Faces song with Cinderella, and they all had different guests of singing. But we went down a storm. It was so nice to be back in America and playing again. You know, it was really good fun.
Is there any plan for this US tour? Did you get any offer that you're particularly considering while you were there for the cruise?
Well, that's why we're going back in March. So we will be...
I mean, any band in particular that asked you to tour with them?
Well, you know, we were talking to Cinderella, we've been talking about a lot of, you know, it'd be great if we could get on one of them tours again, you know, but it costs so much money to tour in America. And the thing is, it's, believe it or not, you know, it's such a small world really, and that was why when the Quireboys first started, when we signed the EMI, the one good thing that we did do was tour Europe and everywhere so much, and that's what's kept this band going, because we can, you know, now we play in Spain a lot, and Italy and Germany and everywhere else, so, you know, we've got, that's one good thing that's kept the band going. I mean, we only play in England once a year really, you know, headline.
So what's happening after this next tour coming up? You gonna let us wait for another 5 years, or? No, it'll be,
I've got a solo album coming out. The rest of the guys are doing another album with Joe Elliott. I don't know if you know, Joe Elliott uses Quireboys as his backing band for the Down and Outs, they're called.
Okay, yeah.
And they're doing, I've got my solo album coming out with just songs of Frankie Miller that nobody's heard. These are songs that nobody's heard. And I've had the great opportunity there with Simon Kirk and Andy Fraser, the rhythm section of Free, playing that's the rhythm. And Ronnie Wood's playing the guitar for me, and a few songs. And Ian Hunter from Hoople is playing piano. I've done a duet with Bonnie Tyler as well, which is quite bizarre to hear.
I can't wait.
I played it to my mum actually. I played the song to my mum, and my mum was like, "Which one's you?"
I really need to hear that.
And Luke Morley's playing on it, and all the rest of the Quireboys are on it as well. So it's well, it was going to be out in September, October, but obviously with the Quireboys touring, I think it's going to be more beginning of next year, I would think, when there's nothing really, you know, going on, so I can promote it as best as I can, you know, because it's some brilliant songs and some amazing musicians. It has took me a few years to put this together. It's a labour of love. if you like. But
yeah,
all the songs
very enthusiastic.
these aren't songs that people will have heard before. These are all original songs that would have been lost in the, you know, that Frankie had done on demos from years ago. You know, so hopefully if it goes well, I'll do another album of that.
I look out for that.
Yeah.
Definitely Bonnie Tyler's song, especially.
It's a lovely song, me and Bonnie together. Yeah.
Two raunchy voices together.
Pardon?
Two raunchy voices together.
It is. It's a beautiful, beautiful song as well, called Fortune.
Very curious. Is there gonna be any of the songs from this album possibly played in October, maybe?
Oh, from the new Quireboys album?
From your album?
Oh no, not live with the Quireboys. We'll be keeping it all Quireboys.
Okay, no previews.
No, we're going to be...
you could do like Ginger, you could do a Quireboys with you supporting.
Oh, no, I've got enough to deal with dealing with the Quireboys on stage for 2.5 or 2 hours or whatever. But we really want to play, you know, quite a few new songs off the new album.
Of course,
because we haven't, you know, we've been, in the past few years, we've been, you know, and we'll play some more obscure Quireboys songs, obviously play the hits and what have you, but you know, I'm really looking forward to it, especially playing these songs live. It'll be great.
Is there any song of the new album that you reckon is particularly good live?
Well, I think there's there's a song called Home Wreckers and Heartbreakers, which we were jamming the other day, and I think that's going to sound amazing. Obviously, at the minute they've put out Diamonds and Dirty Stones, and then for the tour, I think we're doing a video and everything for a song called Mother Mary.
Yeah.
So we're doing that in the next couple of weeks. So that'll be out for the tour in October. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. You, any question?
No.
Yeah, she's scared.
I'm not scared. No, I'm not scared at all.
Anyway, do you like my new guitar?
Yes.
Are you going to sing us a song?
Where are you going to hide it to?
Yeah. Is that it then? Thank you.
Where are you going to hide it to?
I'm going to put it under the coat.
No, I could ask a question, but that's going to be nothing to do with your album.
Yeah.
Because I do spend a lot of time in Ibiza and I see a lot of bands. Like actually they're trying to introduce sort of like the element of dance, and at the same time they put somebody like either playing guitar or not so much singing.
Right.
Have you ever considered doing like let's say dance?
A dance track. Well, there was talk that song Diamonds and Dirty Stones. There was talk that one of them DJ producers wanted to do their own mix of it.
For example, like a
exactly,
mix of
a dance song,
yeah.
because that song Diamonds and Dirty Stones is very, I mean, it is very Rolling Stones disco era, around that time, era, I think,
yeah.
you know. So there was talk about some DJ, I can't remember his name. He wanted to do a mix of it, so maybe it might come out. I know that.
That's an idea, you know. Like
I've noticed that a lot of there's been a lot of samples of the Quireboys in certain songs over the years. So
they are danceable.
We record on tape. We don't do it on the computer anymore. So I'm computer literate. I can just work my phone.
Oh, it took me a while to work out mine.
And that's about it.
So never know. Next time I go to Ibiza, I might hear you on the dance floor. I'll be like, oh.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's gonna be fun. Anything else you would like to tell our viewers, readers?
Just come to the shows are selling really good. Hopefully they'll be sold out soon, so get your tickets now. Come along, have a few drinks.
And get the album if you're going to be
a few laughs, and we'll have an evening of English rock and roll, the best you've ever seen.
Okay, it's going to start at 7 o'clock.
So you want us to start at 7 o'clock?
7.
Yeah. We've only done that once. One night we went on at 7 o'clock and it started at 7 o'clock. So it's good. It was 7 o'clock in the morning, of course.
Yes,
doesn't matter.